Hey, sorry about that. I actually have no idea what happened, but welcome to another edition of Sports Church right here on the Vet Radio Syndicate. I'm your host, John Kermering, aka Mini. I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran. 2311 was my MOS. Yes, I'm a card carrying member of the E4 Mafia, allegedly, and I'm one of the founding members of VRR. So without further ado, let's get to it. We got to unpack. We're a little short. Brother Bishop Pook Dawg is out this week. So I believe Devil Dog's going to try and pick up his slack. Hold on a second. Hey. Let's get my co-host in here. Let's get it going. We've got an awful lot of baseball to talk about. We've got some auto racing to talk about. And I'm sure Doc will find some boring stuff so I can go take a smoke break. But without further ado, hey, what's up, Ross? How you doing, brother? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hope our audio and everything is good. I'm on the Wi-Fi right now, so we'll see. But let me know if we're not. I can work on that. But without further ado, let's do it. I know, I did it again. I'm sorry. It happens. Without further ado, he's my co-host on the Bar Witching Catch every Saturday night at 2100 Eastern Standard Time. We had a great show last night when we were on Rumble, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, the Rumbles, Twitter. So make sure you get out to there. All those sites, social media sites, follow us, like our videos. Helps us out tremendously. We really appreciate it. But he's a United States Navy veteran, Fleet Marine Force Corpsman, hence the name Devil Dog. And he's my brother in passion for baseball. So, we're going to unpack that. Without further ado, Devil Dog. What up, man?
What's up? You can see the pool in the background now.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. Out of the darkness and into the light, I see. Very nice. All right. So anything new, anything this week catch your eye you want to lead off with as far as sports going this fine week of ours?
I think Eli De La Cruz Ellie is exactly what he thought they were supposed to be and what Fernando Tatis was supposed to be.
That's pretty freaking awesome, man. We're gonna do a lot of talk about Ellie. We're gonna show a lot of highlights. It's probably gonna get Facebook very, very upset with us, but Facebook can kiss my ass.
Get me a bottle of water.
Without further ado, He's our auto racing expert. We call him Pops because he's my Pops.
In the
And
pantry with
he's
the
been in the
ramen.
sports mute when you're not. Thank you. He's our auto racing expert. He's been in the field for over 50 years.
Give me a bottle.
So I don't know of anybody else better to discuss the subject than Pops. Without further ado, here he is, all decked out in Reds gear.
I told you they were a tough team. I still can't believe they're in first place, but it's nice to see that they are.
I don't think they can believe they're in first place either because they're playing out of their minds.
I think
They
if
lost
it had been Bailey, I don't think they would. Did you see him steal home?
Oh, I've got the. Oh yeah, I was watching it in on the couch, watching it live, and just slapping my father-in-law. We're like, "What is going on? Watching it? What is he doing? Is he gonna steal home? He's stealing home."
The last time it happened was 1919.
Yeah, after the World War and the Spanish flu was the last time somebody stole 3 bases in an inning, in the same inning. So yeah, it was Jesus, that guy's crazy. We're gonna show some highlights. I mean, you kind of knew it. I mean, there was a lot of hype behind him coming up. And then he comes up and in his first game hits a ball that almost leaves Great American Ballpark. And I don't know how many people have done it, but I don't think it's many, if any. And he almost did it. He's 455 feet, like 114 miles an hour exit velocity. Like, jeez. We're also going to talk about barrel or bat gate because he got in a little.
I thought that was epic.
Yeah,
let's inspect his bat because it's suspicious, and then they go and they grab him a new bat, so they inspect that bat, and then he cracks a freaking 3-run homer.
Yeah. Well, here I got my favorite baseball podcast, Baseball is Dead, and this is Jared Carabas, who's a host. This is his take on it. All credit goes to them, of course. But holy cow. He sums it up absolutely perfectly here. If I can get it queued up, make sure it's good to go. Yep, that's good. All right. So
Nats had an issue with Ellie De La Cruz's bat knob sticker. They thought there was something up with his bat. They had to take the sticker off. They had to examine the whole thing. I mean, every great athlete, if you piss them off or accuse them of cheating or there's some sort of gamesmanship, 9 times out of 10, that guy or girl is gonna respond in a way that shoves it up your ass. And Ellie De La Cruz, 455, an absolute piss missile homer. He's pointing to the bat knob sticker and he's basically telling you to go fuck yourself. Shockingly, Davey Martinez, not a fan of Ellie De La Cruz's quote-unquote antics.
Boo.
Did you really think that there was something going on with his bat? Now he's giving him the whole spiel. Oh, you've only been in the big leagues for 2 weeks. Okay, so what? I mean, he's already the most celebrated fucking prospect of the season. I mean, I'm sure that there's a good chance he's already like the top jersey sold for the Cincinnati Reds. He's already hit for the cycle.
What does Ellie De La Cruz have to do, or how long does he have to be there before he's allowed to express himself however he wants? It's like to your point, he's already closer to a household name than any single player on the Nationals.
Name a guy on the Nationals.
Juan Soto's
Steven
little
Strasburg.
brother.
Is Steven Strasburg still a member of the Nationals? They're still working on him or what? I don't know. That's the only name that comes up. So,
Juan Soto's little brother. It's the only one I know of.
Jesus, Dave Martinez, what a prick!
I
you
think his
just
name's
got
Soto.
showed up. You just got showed up by a 21-year-old kid. Like, oh, there's something on my bat. That's what helps me do this. Okay, give me another bat. Back and points at it.
Remember last year in the playoffs when Buck Showalter, when they were playing the Padres, goes, there's something weird with Joe Musgrave's velocity. The ball's spinning faster.
Yeah.
So they have him do a check.
Yeah.
They find nothing on him.
Yeah.
Oh, shockingly, they lose that game and they lost the series.
Yeah. Gamesmanship can blow up in your face, man, and more often it does. If you do it to a stud like that, like, oh god, it was bad. We'll dive into it even more a little bit later. Like I said, Pook Dawg is out, so Pops, if you want to go ahead, and did you send me any slides or anything? I didn't even.
No, I didn't think we. I thought that Doc was going to be hosting tonight, and
okay.
He doesn't really dig the slides, and so I didn't make any slides up. But I got everything as audio.
Okay. All right. Cool. So, did he just lose power? We just lost Pops. Is his camera not working? The Wi-Fi or before he can add this. I don't know what he did. All right, so I guess while we're waiting for Pops to reconnect, I guess we'll Kyle, if you want to do any.
Okay, so we had a UFC fight last night, UFC 290. I'm going to rip through this really quick because I didn't watch the damn thing and I don't give two shits, but people do. So there was the early prelims. You had Kirk fighting somebody named Robovix from Israel. That was a final via unanimous decision, 28-29, 28-29. Then you had somebody named Ross fight somebody named Aguilar. That was a 17 seconds into round one knockout. Then Sia Simon against somebody named Mitchell. 3 minutes and 10 seconds into the first round, a TKO on punches. Then Petrero fought somebody named Pacruccio. That was round 3 minutes and 42 seconds. Triangle submission via armbar. Then in the prelims, you had Crute fight Manfield. 2 minutes. 2 minutes into the second round. Crute won via guillotine choke submission. Then 2 women fought. Somebody named Hugaria against somebody named Gomes. That lasted all of 20 seconds. Knockout on punches. Then some awesome Japanese guy fought a Mexican. Tara against somebody named Chavarez. That went unanimous decision, 29-27. Robbie Lawler, who shockingly is still fighting, I don't know how, fought somebody named Price. His fight lasted all of 38 seconds. TKO on punches, like knocked the crap out of the dude into like next year. Nickel fought somebody, a Jamaican guy named Woodburn. That lasted all of 38 seconds. Turner fought a guy named Hooker. I swear to God, that's his last name, Hooker. That was a split decision, 28-29, 29-28, 28-29. Britt fought a Jamaican. Whitaker against Duplass. That went to the second round. Knockout on punches. Then, this was supposedly a good fight. Hispanic guy named Moreno fought a Brazilian named Pantoja. It was a split decision, 49-46, 47-48, 47-48 to Pantoja. Then it was Volkanovski against a Hispanic guy named Rodriguez. Went 3 rounds, ended in the fourth minute of the third round. Knocked the crap out of the guy on punches. So that was UFC. Coming up, there's UFC Fight Night July 15th. Holly Holmes is supposed to fight. You have another UFC Fight Night on July 22nd. July 29th, you have UFC 291. Portier versus Justin Gaethje 2. Then August 19th is UFC 292, Sterling versus O'Malley. Then October 21st is UFC 294. And November 11th is also my anniversary. But John Jones is fighting Stipe Miocic for UFC 295. And that's it. That's all I got for UFC.
What was there the deal when Trump showed up this weekend?
I don't know. I didn't watch.
Oh, all right. I didn't. I just saw some bits and I go, what? But apparently he and some people for the UFC were good friends, and he has a habit of dropping in. Apparently,
I know he likes the sport. I know that much.
yeah.
Let's see. Do I have any other weird shit to talk about in sports? Let's see. The MLB draft is coming up soon. Oh yeah, in college football, there's a disciplinary hearing going on for Northwestern University's football coach. They believe there was some serious hazing going on, and he did nothing to stop it. Other than that, tennis is going on, but nobody cares about tennis. Yeah. So that's all the weird, funny shit to talk about. Oh, and apparently that number one draft pick from France that's 7'5" and a walking beanpole, his security guard manhandled Britney Spears and she didn't like it.
Well, it's funny. She now has said that she reached to touch him on the shoulder to get his attention, and the security guard grabbed her arm, pushed it away from him, and she ended up smacking herself in the mouth.
That woman's crazy.
Surprise, surprise! Las Vegas police say there's been no charges filed.
I'm not shocked. The woman's crazier than hell.
Oh.
Well, whenever you're ready, Pops, just jump right
All
into
right.
it.
Well, I guess the best way to do it is start off with the very first race this morning. And it was a shocker, to be perfectly honest with you. Two McLaren cars started second and third. So you had Max Verstappen, who's always there. And then they had two McLaren cars. And at the start of the race, the McLaren cars got in front of Verstappen. And so Lando Norris is leading the race, and Verstappen is in second place. Now, granted, within I think five laps, he got back into the lead, and then he walked away from the race. But McLaren is not supposed to be anywhere near the front, but much less to have the second and third starting positions. So that was very nice to see. Zach Brown, our buddy from Indianapolis, he was a, how do you say it? He was a advertising mogul I guess that's the best way to describe him, who was hired by McLaren to take over the team 2 years ago. We tried to get him to take over IndyCar, and we couldn't convince him to do that. I think he said something about wanting to be with a winner. I'm not really sure, but anyway, he took the job with McLaren, and they are doing very, very well.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
They were able to refinance the entire manufacturing process, so they're doing well. They're doing well in racing, so it will be interesting to see where we go from here. Verstappen go ahead and went ahead and cleaned up the race he was just walking away from it, but it was neat to see that they started out differently. Lando Norris finished second in the race. Lewis Hamilton came in third. Let's see who else was in there. Piastri finished fourth. George Russell finished fifth. So not only did he start out in second place, but he ended up in second place, which was very, very neat to see. It is neat to see Formula One get shaken up a little bit. Then it comes over back here to the States, and on Friday night, they raced it was Saturday. It was Saturday during the day. They raced the trucks raced at Mid-Ohio. Now you got to understand, trucks racing at Mid-Ohio.
It's not a very wide track, right?
Mid-Ohio.
Yeah, it's not a very wide track. It's a very narrow circuit, kind of meant for what, motorcycles?
Motorcycles, maybe.
Yeah.
Mopeds, probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, but anyway, it's a very tight, it's got a lot of really technical turns in it. And then it rained. Now, don't forget, they raced in the rain at the road courses. They I think they ran about 15 laps without starting the race because they kept trying to get it started, but they couldn't. Then they let it go. And before they got to the third turn, the yellow was out. And then they were going to stop the race because 11 cars spun off in the first 3 turns. So it was interesting. But anyway, they got some track drying equipment out there, got it figured out. And it actually, the track dried and they ended up switching back to slicks. And they had a good race at the end. Zane Smith, who has got, I think, 2 wins already. This is his 3rd win of the year, I think. Came home in first. Corey Heim came in first. Zane Smith was second. Christian Eckes was 3rd. Stuart Friesen was 4th. Ben Rhodes was 5th. Majeski started on the outside of the front row. And it's funny. It's not funny. It's actually silly. But he and his teammate, Ben Rhodes, got together. And both of them ended up spinning off. Majeski ended up with a flat tire, moved all the way to the back of the race, ended up finishing in 7th place. So Majeski had an interesting year to say the least. They got 2 more races, and they go to the playoffs. And right now, Majeski sits in 7th place. 10 cars will go to the playoffs. So that's where they sit now. After that race, later in the day, they were down in Atlanta for the Xfinity Series. And John Hunter Nemechek ended up winning the race. A very, very, very interesting. The team aspect of NASCAR racing really came to the fore in this race, where 3 teammates ended up running first, second, and third, and it's next to impossible to move in between the cars because you got to pass 3 cars, and if they all bunch up, you ain't gonna get past them. You end up going backwards, and that's what happened for probably, I'd say, closer to 30 laps. People were trying to move in, and they never could, and it was wild. But anyway, they came up with a yellow flag, so they had to have a restart. And Nemechek started back in third spot and ended up grabbing the lead and taking the win. Daniel Emmerich was second. Cole Custer driving for Haas, and he finished in third. Justin Haley fourth. Scott Mayer. I mean, to tell you, Scott was all over the racetrack. I mean, he was upside down.
Oops.
But anyway, he ended up finishing in fifth. Gibbs finishing sixth. So it was an interesting race to say the least. Now the NASCAR Cup guys are at Atlanta right now, and they are just starting the race. So I don't even think the race has started yet. So we probably will not have the results of that race for a while. But then in other news, it turns out that the 4th of July tradition is not going to return ever again. They used to have a race on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
And it would, normally NASCAR races on the weekends, but the 4th of July was the difference. They would race it on the 4th of July. And it was something that did very, very well. But apparently the city of Daytona is too successful during the 4th of July, and they fill up their hotels with or without the race. And so they don't want to contribute money to have a race since the hotels are already filled up. and so it's kind of hard for NASCAR to have a race when the city of Daytona is not helping them. So they're trying to figure out what they're going to do, but it just cracks me up that they're not going to have a race because the city's too popular. We'll have to wait and see what happens from there.
Yeah, there's actually really not much to Daytona. Actually,
no, there isn't.
It's really
there's a beach. There's a beach,
whole,
and they got some really nice restaurants.
Beach, hotel, restaurants, intercoastal, racetrack.
Yeah,
that's it. Oh, and a Harley Davidson shop.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Wait a minute. What's the temperature down there now?
Oh God, I don't know. Probably 1,000.
What's the temperature?
Yeah,
I can tell you right now.
That's what I wanted. That's why I asked.
It's an hour away from me.
No, I meant for you.
Oh, for
me? What is your temperature there now?
You'll get a kick out of this in a minute. Here you go. Hot, sweaty balls with some light rain. It's just delightful. It is currently 94 degrees.
Yeah.
Feels like 109.
Yeah.
So it's fucking 109 degrees.
And it's only gonna drop to 101 degrees actual by midnight.
Tonight's low will be 76.
Yeah. Now that would be nice to be out there walking around. But
yeah, that'll happen at like 3 a.m.
Yeah. Oh wow. But anyway, sure, I'm glad to see you down there. Hope you enjoy yourself. How are you? Yeah, I see that's disgusting. But anyway, how are you situated compared to the weather that has a tendency to hit Florida?
We're good.
Yeah.
Because we have insurance and we have a metal roof. We have a solar powered water heater.
Ooh, that's nice.
Which is phenomenal.
Yeah. Except when it's
I can get scalding hot water.
Yeah.
Anytime I want it. The kids love it because it's all one story and they're basically at the other end of the house. Yeah. And it's funny because when they come running to the kitchen, the dogs feel the need to come running with them to the kitchen.
That's neat to see, though. That really is.
There is a comedian and his friend that have a very similar opinion of Florida on me, and I know it's not very sports related, but I don't really care. I'm gonna play. I can't stand Florida. If my computer will work, there we go.
You didn't like the weather there either. Oh my God! Even in the middle of winter, it's humid as hell and hot as hell. We got there. I took a shower on Monday. Friday, still not dry. The moss on my ass. Yeah, you said the weather changes too quickly. Yeah, I know it changes fast everywhere else in the country, but in Florida, it's ridiculous. What are you talking about? Oh my God. I was standing there on the beach in the sunshine, having a little iced tea. I looked over and I go, oh, look, a little cloud. About 3 minutes later, holy crap! Go onto the palm trees. We love it here.
I've met so many cool. We have some awesome neighbors.
Yeah.
One couple the day we moved in was like, it's so nice to see a young couple moving into the neighborhood. We have a park right down the road. The wife loves it because we're 3 minutes from a Walmart, a Dollar General, a Dollar Tree, and Aldi's. 85 different gas stations. There's a gas station literally on every fucking corner. We're 10 minutes from a kick-ass liquor store that gave me an awesome discount. The kids are also excited that we can get shit DoorDashed, Instacarted, and Uber Eated over here. And they love tax-free weekends.
Nice. Chris Benoit, you're in Florida. Supposed to be that warm. We got 104 this week, like 3 days in a row. Yeah, that's because half your country's on fire, Chris. Thanks for that, by the way. He also said Democrat has been traded to the Red Wings. Hey, maybe the fucking Red Wings will actually, I don't know, make the playoffs. 2 decades. Whatever bounced out in the first round.
Hey, at least we made the playoffs.
So you got one more week on the ice. Yay! Still playing golf.
We played that juggernaut called the Florida Panthers.
Yeah, I know, right?
I didn't see them going that good. I did not see them being that good.
Yeah, I don't think they saw themselves being that good. All right, what's next, guys?
I did a UFC while you were away and covered what was next.
Okay. You got some more boring stuff because I just had this. This was the emergency. I had to go find a bottle of booze for somebody.
Oh, okay.
And it took me a minute.
Okay. Well, currently right now the MLB draft is underway.
Yes.
The Pittsburgh Pirates had the first pick, and they got the right-handed pitcher from LSU, Paul Sankey. The Washington Nationals have the second pick. Holy crap. They, too, also picked up somebody from LSU, the Golden Spike winner, Dylan Cruz. The Detroit Tigers selected high schooler Max Clark out of Franklin County Community out of Indianapolis. Next up,
how does that work when they get a high schooler? I mean, are they just not being able to go to anybody other than who drafted them once they finally get out of school?
You can get drafted as many times as you wanted while you're in high school.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I had one friend I played baseball with. His sophomore year, he was drafted by the California Angels. His junior year, he was drafted by the San Diego Padres. His senior year, he was drafted by the Arizona Diamondbacks. He goes to UCLA, and then he got drafted by the California Angels.
There's no I don't know. There's no tie-in between a draft and where you end up.
No, because when you're in high school,
Yeah.
you have the option of going or going to college, but you have to tell the team when they draft you, I'm not going. Thank you very kindly. I'm going to college.
Huh.
But if you're a college player and you get drafted, you got to go. But it's different when you're a high school player
Okay.
because you have that option of, well, I graduated high school. I can do this and hopefully make it on a time frame, or play college ball. Hopefully I don't screw anything up and try and increase your draft status.
Yeah.
But usually if you're a high school player
Yeah.
and you're drafted anywhere in the first round, you ain't going to college. You're
Yeah. They got you there. They want you. All right.
yeah.
What do normally those guys get, money wise? Is there?
They usually get, I want to say it's around, I had it pulled up a minute ago.
Oh, there you go. Sorry. My bad. Ugh.
What hat you got on, John?
What's that?
What hat you got on?
Cubbies.
Oh, Cubbies.
They-
Okay.
Usually, when you're drafted in the first round in MLB,
Yeah.
anywhere in the first round, it's between $1 to $9 million.
Wow. All right. That would be hot. That'd be awesome if you're in high school and get drafted $9 million. That's not bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be phenomenal. Because that kid that got drafted by the Tigers came from Franklin Community High School
wow.
at Indianapolis.
Hey, is there any chance Elliot Cruz ends up at the All-Star game? Get added to the field because he wasn't in the fan pick.
No,
He can play in the rookie game.
yeah, I don't know if he's going or not. He was invited to go in the home run derby and he declined.
Oh, it did. Wow.
Yeah, he did. So, but I'd be willing to bet that he keeps this up, that next year he's not going to really have a choice, in the matter. But
Yeah, I was surprised. I mean, there were no Reds on the All-Star team, and except for a reliever.
well, who's a stud? I mean, he took the lead in saves yesterday.
Mhm.
You know what's bad?
What's that?
This is the draft order right now.
Yeah.
So it was the Pirates, then the
Yep.
Nationals, then the Tigers, then you have the Rangers, the Twins, the Athletics, the Reds, the Royals, the Rockies, the Marlins, the Angels, the D-backs, the Cubs, the Red Sox, the Meth Heads, the San Francisco Giants, the Orioles, the Brewers, the Devil Rays. Yes, I said the Devil Rays. They can fucking get over it. The Blue Jays, the Cardinals, the Pilots from Seattle. Yeah, I said the Pilots. The Cleveland Indians, the Atlanta Braves, the Padres, the Yankees, the Phillies, and the Astros. The Mariners got a bump up because Julio Rodriguez won Rookie of the Year. So the Seattle Pilots get the 29th pick. Then it's compensation round A. So then it goes the Seattle Pilots, the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. The Mets dropped 10 spots because they could not keep their competitive threshold tax below $40 million. Then it's the Brewers, the Twins, the Marlins. Oh, wow, the Dodgers lost 10 spots again because, wow, they just spend money like it's going out of crazy. Then it's the Tigers, the Reds, and the last pick is the Athletics. So, but there's a lot of good players getting picked right now.
But when's the last time a player out of the draft became an issue or became a good player?
all the time, but it's
You're
kind of a
looking at him
crapshoot.
right now. Your guy from the Reds.
Nope.
Oh,
Uh,
Ellie was one of the guys that was picked in the draft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, how long did it take him to move him up?
Not long. I think. Let me take a
A
look.
year and a half. I think it was a
Tell
year
you
and a half.
Yeah.
I'll tell you real quick. Hold on. I'm at Baseball Reference, so give me a minute with this damn laptop. So yeah, he debuted at June 6th. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Come on. They just have his MLB stats. I don't have his.
I'll find out.
Where is it? Hold on. Gotta be here somewhere. Come on, Baseball Reference. You're my only friend.
Hey, where are you guys getting your stats as far as the plus or minus on the runs? You know, when you give when you're giving the team stats.
We usually go to MLB standings on ESPN.com. Who's got the best one? If you Google MLB standings and then you scroll down a little bit, you'll see like MLB's one. You'll see a couple, and then you'll see ESPN MLB standings. Click on that one. They've got the best kind of interface, if you will. So that's what we use for the record, home and away, plus run differential, all that shit.
Drafted in 2018.
Yeah, so 4 years.
That's fairly decent.
Yeah, and they wanted to bring. They were talking about bringing him up last year, but he had a little bit of a regression season, and so they were like, yeah, well, let's hold on to him. And they were playing a game in spring training, and I heard David Bell, the manager of the Reds, tell the story. They were tied up. I don't know what it was, just for sake of argument, 3-3. And last chance, and Ellie came up and blasted a 445-foot home run and cleared the bases and won the game. And he was like, "Whoa! Like, when can I get this guy? Like, when can we bring him up?" And so they waited till they had that extra amount of control, that year of control, and then they brought him up. And he's been let's see. I'm looking at where's his Baseball Reference stats here again. Oh, I don't know. Did I close it? No, it's right there. So
international signing too.
Oh, was he? Okay. I thought he was a draft. But yeah, so far he's batting .328 with 16 RBIs, 16 stolen bases, 28 runs. He's got a .366 on base percentage. He's slugging .533. His OPS is .899. His OPS plus is .134. And he's only played for 3 weeks, so his WAR is 1.0. But give him 2 years, and he'll probably catch Harold Baines. So, who's in the Hall of Fame?
The Pope could catch Harold Baines.
If you get a chance, get over. You go over to Twitter, follow the Nugget Chief at JHeyKid, or just watch Baseball is Dead, because he has the Baines meter, and every week that somebody pops up, like last week. It was me and Pook, and it mentioned that Starling Marte and Francisco Lindor both tied Harold Baines in career WAR, wins above replacement, and Lindor did it in half the plate appearances, half the games. And Baines is in the Hall of Fame. So
isn't Harold Baines in there as a DH?
Yes. Yep. A very immovable, not very speedy DH, if you will. I know most DHs aren't, but this guy was legendarily slow.
So if you want to see something funny, there's this thing on ESPN right now because the home run derby's getting ready to happen.
Yeah.
And they were showing Ken Griffey Jr. during the 1993 home run derby in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And he hit the warehouse.
Yeah.
Well, here is a very young, non-bubbled head, Barry Bonds. Look, with the San Francisco Giants, probably hasn't started his steroids yet because it looks like he just came over from Pittsburgh.
Allegedly.
And yeah, he looked still had the earring in his ear, a hairdo, had hair. You couldn't see, Three Rivers Stadium in the back of his neck on top of his head. I was going off on a diatribe.
Apparently.
They don't play in Three Rivers anymore, do they?
No.
A new stadium?
PNC Park. Yeah.
PNC Park.
Huh.
Yep.
I was there to see the Pirates play the Rangers. It was pretty cool.
I thought Three Rivers was a pretty nice stadium. I was surprised.
It was for a while.
Yeah.
All right. So should we do the standings, and then we'll go on our Ellie De La Cruz Love Fest, and then call.
Oh, sure. Let's get the Love Fest as soon as possible.
So are we going to go back to the way we were doing it? I just rip through it, and you just interrupt me?
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to start off with the worst division in all of baseball, the American League Central. In last place is the Kansas City Royals. Wow. They are 19 and a half games back. They're 26-65. They have a whopping negative 155 run differential. Yes, let that sink in. A negative 155.
It's not the worst, though.
No.
We'll get to that.
Yep. Then you have the meth heads in Chicago who look like they're going to go on a fire sale.
Yeah, I mean, are they? I mean, like, it's they've got to unload some of those.
Please.
I mean, they can't stay pat, right? Like, I mean,
I want Trevor Story gone, and I want Tim Anderson.
Yeah, Tim Anderson's going to be available. Who else is going to be?
I want the cancer pitcher too.
Lucas Giolito? Is that who you're thinking? Or right? That's Lucas Giolito. No,
guy just came back from cancer for the White Sox.
Yeah, I know. I thought that's what it was.
It's his name starts with last name starts with an M or something. Hendricks.
Oh, okay. All right.
Lance
Lynn's probably going to be talked about. Who else is going to be in there?
Dylan Cease.
Robert Jr.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a freaking bashing outfielder.
Yep. Jose Abreu got out of town just in time. The White Sox are 38-54, 8 games back, negative 67 run differential.
Look who's in third.
In third place is the Detroit Tigers.
Wow.
Okay. 39-50, 5.5. They're 39-50 and 5.5 games out of it. Let that one sink in.
Oh, they are on pace to be the worst division in the history of baseball. It's
negative
horrible.
86 run differential.
Yeah.
Up. Half a game out of first place. The Minnesota Twins at 45-46. That's a great.
I thought they were supposed to tear up the league this year, Minnesota Twins.
Yeah.
They're supposed to every year.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
They're a plus 27 run differential. The only team in the division with a plus standing. Then in first place by half a game at 45-45, the only team at 500. The Cleveland Indians.
But they are at 500 exactly.
Yeah, they are at 500 exactly with a negative 7 run differential.
Gee.
Man.
It's gonna be interesting, man. I mean, here's the thing about the Central. Even the Tigers are in it. I mean, are the Tigers gonna sell? Because technically they're still in it. It's the All-Star break and they're only 5.5 games out.
Half their team is our age.
I know. It sucks. Everybody was hoping for a repeat of Albert Pujols last year and Miguel Cabrera, just having like a breakout year and just all of a sudden just turning it on for the fans. And doesn't look like that's going to happen. Probably
not at all.
Getting his water from Flint, Michigan, and
Probably.
His skills
Did
diminished.
either you two see the video of the runner doing a 4 or 540 at age 40?
No.
That was Pac-Man Jones.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
He did it on the Pat McAfee show. He goes, I can still run a 4.540. And Pat McAfee went,
No.
no, you can't. Okay, and they walked right outside and did it, and he did it 4 times.
Yeah.
At 4.5. And then 2 weeks earlier, Michael Vick, who's our age,
Right.
ran a 4.240 and threw a football the length from one end of the track to the other end of the track. And goes, you think I can still throw a football?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
He just had a problem with making decisions.
Yeah.
He had a problem with dogs.
Yeah. He
Oh,
didn't like
God.
eggs.
Yeah, he didn't like Dags.
All right, where are you going next, man?
Moving to the AL West.
Hey.
One game better, one game worse than the Kansas City Royals is the soon-to-be Las Vegas Athletics at 25 and 67. They are officially out of it since April 30th. They are at a negative 248 run differential.
What's the record? Hold on, I'll look it up. I'll see if I can find it. I'm not really good at that shit, but I'll take a stab at it.
It has to be them.
Well, keep going.
Okay.
I'll find it worse.
So then you have the California Angels at 45 and 46.
Ooh, we
They're
gotta talk about them. So yeah.
7 games back with a +9 run differential at 45 and 46. Then you have the Seattle Pilots. Yeah, that's right. I said the Seattle Pilots and not the Mariners. They're 45 and 44. They're 6 games out of it, +36 run differential. Then you have the Houston Astros. Somebody must have woken them up by, doing electronic buzzing again.
I got it. All right, so we should do like the modern era, right?
Yeah,
Like
modern
all
era.
Just for contrast, what do you think in the history of baseball? What do you think the worst run differential is? Take a guess.
Negative 300.
No.
Worse?
Yeah, in the history of baseball. Yeah, way worse.
The 1967 Mets.
No. The 1899 Spiders.
Who the hell are the 1889 Spiders?
1899 Spiders had a negative 723 run differential.
What
Negative
city did they play for?
I think
700?
Yeah.
I think that's Cleveland.
Well,
Cleveland.
that okay, that makes sense.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
In the modern era, so like let's say live ball era, what, like 1909 beyond?
We'll say since Babe Ruth.
All right. Well, if you want to do since Babe Ruth, yeah. So the 1915 Athletics had a negative 344 run differential. The 1932 Red Sox had a negative 345 run differential. And you want to get close. The worst since the turn of the century, it was the 2003 Tigers with a negative 337 run differential. Oh, wait, and the Tigers, they tried to break their record in 2019 with a negative 333 run differential. Negative run differential.
My question on run differential. My question is, what team that was in the playoffs had a negative run differential?
Oh God! I mean, Kyle, write that one down. We can look it up, but it's going to take a minute.
It'll take a minute, but I'll get back to you on it.
I mean, that run differential just that really confuses the hell out of me.
Well,
I mean, I just can't see that it has a purpose. But I guess
Well,
it does.
I mean, it's another stat. It's a judge of a team. I mean, we'll get down to talking about the Miami Marlins here in a little bit, and they're in second place, 8.5 games up with the -5 run differential,
Yeah.
which means they play and win a lot of close games.
Right.
All right, so that's one thing that it tells you when you look at a team like, for instance. We already went through. Well, I mean, once Kyle gets to the, in the NL West or AL West, the first place team has a +148 run differential. That means not only are they winning, but they're beating the brakes off of people when they do it. So
Yeah.
that's just all. That's just a thing that it indicates. It's just another stat to judge a team by. It's
Yeah.
not the end all be all, but
It's not the end all be all stat, but it's how you're performing overall.
Right. I bet you I haven't looked at the Reds, but I bet you it's not very far either way on the needle because their closer is the saves leader, which means they've won a lot of very close games.
Yeah.
So they're not blowing the doors off of everybody every game. So like the Braves or like the Rangers or like the Rays were or still are a little bit. Anyways, keep going.
The Rays were so.
They've cooled off a little bit since April.
They have cooled off considerably.
Mm-hmm.
So in first place is the Texas Rangers at 52-39, with a +148 run differential. Now moving on to the best division in all of.
Got a couple things we got to talk about in the AL West. Nobody saw the Rangers coming, and despite being 3-7 in their last 10, still got a 2-run lead over the Houston Astros. My gut instinct is going to tell me since they lost DeGrom, and they're still kind of holding on a little bit there. They're still scoring great, but their pitching is kind of Nathan Eovaldi has stepped up like a gangster. I mean, that dude's just
is an ebb and flow. Yeah.
So I bet you they're going to be looking for. I think they think this quite possibly could be their year, quite possibly their shot. They seem to be kind of the class of MLB outside of the Rays in the American League. I bet you they're going to be buying, and I bet you they're going to be going. They're going to be looking for some starting pitching, maybe maybe a lefty or like kind of a placeholder guy for the bullpen. But they're definitely going to be going for a starter. Who I don't know. There's some guys out there with control, but like you think of like Yuri Perez, but the Miami Marlins aren't going to sell, so he's out. You look at guys like Lucas Giolito, Lance Lynn on the White Sox. I'm trying to think of. I mean, there could be an outside chance the Mets want to shed either Verlander and or Scherzer because. I mean, they're not doing shit this year, and I don't know if they're going to stay put or not. And I think Steve Cohen's already regretting shelling out that money to two very experienced pitchers. I wouldn't call either of those guys old because they could probably hit me from a fastball with from their couch and kill me. But and here's the thing about another thing: the Los Angeles Angels just not even 10 days ago. We're a couple games out, and then the unthinkable happened. Mike Trout breaks a bone in his wrist. Yep. He's down 4 to 8 weeks.
Yep.
And then Shohei Ohtani, not too long after striking out Fernando Tatis. If you didn't know this, Tatis was talking a little shit. Somebody who probably should keep their mouth shut for a year or two. But he ran his mouth, and Shohei was like, I'm the best thing that's ever happened to baseball, and you're just a child. Here's 4 pitches. There's the bench, which I liked. And Shohei just shot him this look of like, boy, you're in my world. This is my mound. I allow you to be here. Go away and learn some things, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're blessed with ungodly talent, but you don't have this game down yet. I do. But here comes the next question. The Shohei thing probably can prevent him from participating in anything in the All-Star game. I was really hoping that he would volunteer, especially in a free agent year, to be a part of the home run derby. But he got a blister, And for pitchers, like, oh, a blister. Listen,
That
you throw
hurts.
baseball, and you got a blister.
No, it's not the hurt. The catch is they realize they can't throw what they normally throw.
Well, yeah, and you've got to adjust, and that leads to you getting destroyed. And so you've got to do all kinds of things. Anybody want to guess what one of the quote unquote tried and true techniques once you get that blister gone to toughen that skin back up? Do you know what it is?
No idea.
Burn it.
Nope. Mixture of pee and vinegar toughens the skin.
I liked burning it better.
Yeah, it's just
What,
it's
you don't
another
like
fucking
being on your
blister.
hand? What the hell's wrong with you?
Hey, my name is not in a loo at all because I heard those fuckers used to pee on their hands
Oh yeah.
and they had ungodly grip on that bat.
Yeah.
Yep. But so mentioning that with Shohei, he is a free agent after this season, and most people think that the Angels aren't going to be able to sign him.
Yeah.
Do the Angels and should the Angels trade him at the deadline?
Yes.
And
All
how?
right, they got to
How?
do it if they're not going to be able to keep him. They got to do it now.
Right. Well, the theory was a week ago. Well, we're still in it, and then both guys go down. They go 1-9, and now they're 7 games out, 4 from the last place wild card.
Yeah.
So you know, what do we do? And here's the thing. Okay, fine, trade him. To who and for what?
Yeah.
This is the guy. This has never happened in baseball. There's been nobody has ever existed like him. People say, "Oh, well, Babe Ruth." Oh, fuck you, Babe Ruth. One, he murdered his wife. 2, he didn't pitch for that long, and he wasn't very good. This is a guy who can go out, hit 2 bombs in a game, give you 6+ innings, strike out 10 guys, and then keep playing the rest of the game as the DH. Like, Major League Baseball made a rule for this guy to allow him to do that. That's how special he is.
When he's in the lineup, can he also bat as DH?
Well, if he's not pitching, he's just strictly a DH. If
Right.
he's pitching, he's hitting as how do I explain it? How do they did the rule? I think he's he's the pitcher and he's the DH.
Yeah.
He's not hitting like as a regular position player because that would give you 10 guys in the fucking lineup.
Right.
So which the 2004 Montreal Expos did one game, but never mind. They did. I swear to God, they did. But anyways, yeah. So what do you get for this guy? What do you ask for this guy in return? Because he's a rental for one, unless the team you're talking to is like, we want to sign a deal with him as the trade happens. Like we're going to put it to ink, and then we pull the trigger. He signs, we pull the trigger. Multi-year deal. And then what do you pay him? What do you pay this guy? $600 million for how old is Shohei? How old is Shohei?
23 or 24?
No, he's fucking not 23. He's older than that, dude.
Yeah, it's got to be older.
I think he's in his 30s. He's 29. 29-4. So young-ish technically, but I mean,
So
what I would do.
He's got at
is-
least 7 years left.
you would
Yeah.
think. I mean,
So
depending on his usage.
my Red Sox will send Chris Sale, a player to be named later, and cash for the remainder of his salary to the Red Sox or to the Angels. We get Shohei for the remainder of the year with a promise that you listen to our offer first because we have your boy from Japan playing left field.
That's not going to get it done. They're going to want way more than that. They're going to want that kid playing in where's your AAA? what are they called? The Wahoos or the what the fuck are they?
The
Woo Sox?
The Woo Sox, yeah.
The Woo Sox. Yeah, there's a kid playing. I can't remember his name.
That's fine. I'll give him up. I'll give him up.
That would be it. Chris Sale, maybe another prospect just to
And
rent him.
I want freaking the guy that can't catch for shit, who did those 85 fucking errors in one game.
Kyle Schwarber. He plays for the
Nationals.
plays for the Phillies.
Renan Ferns Dryer or something. He's an outfielder. Get rid of him, because then Shohei can also play in the outfield.
No, you're not going to do that.
But
No.
if he wanted,
if you wanted, but no, you're not going to let him. He's putting enough. He's putting enough miles on those treads. Just DHing and pitching. Like, you're not going to let him go play out.
And then if I was also the Angels, I would drop Mike Trout and send him somewhere closer to home, because
Where's home?
He's from New Jersey. You have been promising this man that you would build a team around him for 10 years. You ain't done shit. The closest you did anything to him was when you let him play with Vladimir Guerrero Sr.
Okay, so what's the more likely scenario? I don't think we could reasonably get to the bottom of this within a 3-hour show of what Shohei is going to get. When we do, I think we should definitely, when it gets to the deadline, closer to the deadline, we should definitely spend like 30 minutes just on Shohei, because he's that important. But speaking about Trout's going to want out as well.
Yeah, especially if
home is the Northeast. So the teams that come to mind, New York seems to be out of that. Seems to be
Philly.
Philly could be a possibility. Boston could be a possibility, and the Yankees. Brian Cashman.
Like they
could you
need
imagine
another
that
fucking outfielder.
Well, could you imagine Trout, Stanton, and Judge? Holy shit! Imagine those guys batting 3, 4, and 5. Like what? Like
and
murderers row.
And Shohei's the fucking DH. Baseball will not let that happen.
Probably, but I would like to see Trout go to somebody competitive. I like to see him win, and I don't think
knowing my luck, Trout will fucking go
across
the freeway and go to fucking the Dodgers.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because you put him in that
hope he goes to somebody
competitive. In that outfield.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I mean they could certainly use that.
That's Klay Thompson's brother, and who have him play center. Hell, you could have Trout DH.
Yeah, but now it's
give him a rest. I mean, that way he's not hurting anything. He's just DHing.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We gotta keep going though. We're running behind on time. But I just wanted to explore that and get your guys' opinion, because it's going to be interesting to see what happens with those Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, who really should just be the Los Angeles Angels, but whatever.
California Angels, even better.
There, just
never should have changed their name.
Yeah, I agree. It didn't really bring them any. Yeah, I guess it did. Nope. They had the rally monkey in those couple of years, Troy Percival and whatnot. All right. Anyways, keep going.
So then we go to the American League East, in last place, but in the best division in all of baseball, at 48-43, 9 games out of it, plus 27 run differentials. My beloved Red Sox.
Okay, but they're 8-2 in their last 10, and they have to date, or over the last 30 days, they have, I think, the best or second best record in baseball, and they're still 9 games out. Like, that division is just stupid.
Yes.
Stupid.
Then the Yankees, who can go choke on it.
Yep.
They're 49-42, 8 games out of it, plus 20 run differential. Then you have this team in Toronto, 50-41, 7 games out of it, plus 34 run differential. They should just get rid of baseball in Canada. They have hockey.
We're talking about bringing the Expos back, dude.
Well, if you can't bring the Expos back, get fucking Toronto out of there and move them to fucking Omaha or like
Yeah,
fucking
that's a big market.
or put a baseball team in New Orleans.
No, too small of a market. Besides, the stadium will sink.
But people fucking love baseball down there.
You talk about a team underwater.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole series is underwater.
Pops with the dad joke on
We,
point.
we got freaking
Love
2
it.
teams in Florida,
Yeah, I know.
and there's what 8 teams in fucking California.
Nobody goes to watch either of them in
No.
Florida. So.
Yeah, Baltimore, who I did never see them.
Nobody. Good for them, though. Good for them. I love it. It's a good story. It's a beautiful park. Used to be a beautiful city, not so much anymore, but that's just about every city. But yeah, I mean, Camden Yards hopping again, man. It's awesome. And you know what? Other than the catcher, I can't name a fucking person on that team. I can't. That's it.
I think there's a guy in the home run derby.
Yeah, that's the catcher.
Okay, that's the only one I can think of.
Yeah, that's oh god, that's
and I
Rushman.
think his name's Rushman. That's it. That's the only guy I can name.
Yep. They're tearing it up though.
54 and 35, 2 games out of it, plus 48 run differential. A team who is steadily slowing down is the Tampa Bay Devil Rays at 58 and 35 with a plus 149 run differential. I'll be happier than hell when they start to lose.
Well, they are losing because they're 3-7 in their last 10. A bright spot, and then they got Randy Rosarina in the home run derby, which we'll get into in just a little bit. But there, I don't know. Tampa Bay, probably conventional wisdom say they're going to be buying, but who and how much are they going to pay? Or are they just going to stay put and go, this is our product, and this is what we're going to live and die with, which usually ends up with the Rays going in the playoffs and never making it past the
second round.
Yeah, the second round. So we'll see. Like I think there's, everybody wants to add pitching. Well, okay, who is that? Usually you want to get younger guys with control. All right, the guys who are that good, that are young and have control, they're on teams that aren't selling or aren't likely to sell. So who are these guys going to be? Tampa Bay does have a pretty good record of reclamation. They have a pretty amazing pitcher development system in camp that they can take a guy and rework them and say, look, this is what we want you to do. We're going to teach you how to be more flexible. We're going to teach you this pitch. We want you to use this as your out. And all of a sudden the guy can become just amazing. So then you look at guys like, Verlander, Scherzer, veteran guys. Bumgarner's still out there. I don't think anybody wants to deal with Bumgarner. I think he's just too volatile.
Does anybody throw a knuckleball anymore?
I don't know if there's anybody.
Wade Miley.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. The Rays started out one of the hottest baseball teams in history, and they've been relatively solid until as of late they've fallen off
because their pitching staff's been getting hurt.
Well, yeah, and they're supposed to be getting some guys back. We'll see, but the Orioles have just hung in there and just nipping at their heels like a Yorkshire Terrier. Mm-hmm. And if they find the right combination to put them over the hump, and they find that pitcher or that and a bullpen arm, maybe a little bit more offense, fucking shit. When's the last time the Baltimore Orioles won the AL East? It's been a minute. I don't know how long it's been, but it's been a minute.
2018.
I think back when I was in college, they were in it.
Yeah, did they win in 2018?
I think so.
Oh,
I'll find out.
Okay,
Siri,
find out.
When was the last time the Baltimore Orioles won their division? Oh, no, Siri. When was the last time the Baltimore Orioles won the AL East?
There you go.
I thought it was back when your Stremke was around.
Yes. All right, keep trying.
Siri's being a bitch.
Yeah,
She always is.
yeah, she's overrated, man.
2014.
Okay, so it hasn't
I
been
was
that
clo-
long.
I was
9
close.
years. 9 years.
So moving on to the NL West.
Ooh.
The Colorado Rockies are in last place at 34-57, 18 and a half games back. A whopping negative 147
That's
run
exactly
differential.
that is the mirror of the Atlanta Braves.
Exactly. And this team is really pissing me off because all they want to do is swing for the fences. They hit nothing but pop-ups. They can't explain it. Gee, because you're hitting pop flies.
Hey, they
You're not,
made him.
you're
they
not
made him-
making contact. You're not doing anything to help the ball.
Hey, they
or
made a
help your
move that they're
team.
going to help them this week, though. They made a huge move. They DFA'd Nelson Cruz.
Thank fucking God.
He's gone. He gone.
Thank
He
God.
gone.
50-year-old wasn't doing shit other than
Not
take
this
steroids.
year, but last year he finished 5th in MVP voting.
Well, yeah, because he was.
I don't know, maybe not, but like, I bet you he finds a place with a contender. I bet you anything.
Yeah,
He's
he'll probably go to Toronto.
A veteran presence guy. Guy's been in the league for 20 years. Can teach guys a lot. I bet you he finds a roster spot.
We need to get rid of Matt Carpenter. Carpenter ain't doing shit.
Well, I mean, your pitching is not there. Your offense is kind of hit or miss. Unfortunately, you don't have a real leader on that team. I'm telling you, that's what's missing. I think that's why they had Cruz, hoping that he was a guy that would kind of coalesce that team around him and like, hey kids, this is how you do it. Well,
He's
the problem is
going to the freaking cantina down the street and drinking tequila all the time.
Well, I would too if I played with that many fucking prima donnas. You got fucking Maldonado, Fernando Tatis, or you got Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis, and Juan fucking Soto. Three of the top 10 baseball players in Major League Baseball right now. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
And they all think they're number one. Well, there's a problem. You can't all be number one. Somebody's got to be the hoss and say, this is the way we're going. This is how we're doing it. And you're going to follow me. And if you don't do it this way, we're going to have a fucking problem. Who's that guy? Well, nobody. And that's the problem, in my opinion. Look, I don't live in the locker room. This is all optics. This is all stuff I read. But it's my opinion, and you're watching the show, so you're going to listen to it.
I thought a manager was able to do that. But you saying
Well,
it's got to be a player?
I don't think a manager can do it without a guy in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
A manager can only do so much.
Yeah, and I don't think, and I think this manager's out of his league.
Yeah.
I think like for an amount of studs like that. I mean, I don't know. Like a guy like Joe Girardi comes to mind. A guy like Phil Nevin, who's leading the Texas Rangers to their best season in fucking who knows how long.
No, he's with the California Angels.
Who?
Nevin.
No.
You're thinking of Bochy.
Bruce Bochy. You're right. My bad. The guy who looks like a football coach, but is a baseball player.
Who also used to be the former catcher for the San Diego Padres.
And, yeah. And took them to the 98 World Series where they got swept, unfortunately.
What has Tatis done this year?
Uno momento. Not very much.
He's leading the league in outfield assists.
He's junior.
What's an outfield assist? What is that?
Throwing a guy out at the plate.
Throwing a guy out. Yeah.
So 2023.
He's figured out how to play.
2023, he's got 3.7 WAR. He's got 16 home runs, batting .285, 44 RBIs, 14 stolen bases, 344 on base percentage, 522 slug for an 866 OPS, which is good. It's good.
But that's not league leading type.
No, it is not league leading. No, not at all.
Ain't leading shit.
I mean, but a 3.7 WAR is not that bad. That's means you're worth 3.7 more wins per year than the average
guy.
Major League Baseball player at that position, which is, that's a difference. That's, there's can be a big difference between being having a 92 win season and having an 88 game win season.
Yeah.
That could be the division versus a wild card. So, but yeah, I mean, I think that somebody somehow needs to take control of that team. And if the manager can't do it, the manager needs to go, and they need to get some veteran presence in there. I mean, look at the 2016 Cubs. They don't win that World Series without some of that veteran pitching and Jason Hayward. They don't do it. It doesn't happen. That was a team of a bunch of kids, star prospects, and they all kind of thought they were the shit. And here comes Jay and goes, listen here, boy, I was in that place, and guess what? This is reality, and this is what you need to do to win. And they did. So somebody needs to step up in San Diego. All right, let's keep going. We're against the fall.
San Francisco Giants at 49-41, 3 games out of it.
Quietly there, right?
Yeah.
Quietly, like not making much noise. Pretty boring team, but
Yeah.
they're in contention.
Apparently, they have the sexiest manager in all of baseball, according to some weird shit I've seen on TV.
What are you watching?
They were talking about it on ESPN the other day. It was freaking
I
weird.
haven't watched ESPN in a decade. That's
Then you have the LA Dodgers, a half a game out of it, 51-38.
yeah, they're a little beat up,
plus
but they just got
76 run differential.
Julio Urias back, so we'll see how that ball.
Then you have, surprisingly, leading the AL West is the Arizona Diamondbacks at 52-38 with a plus 29 run differential. Moving on to the NL East. In last place is the Montreal Expos, the Washington Nationals at 36-54, 24 and a half games out of it. I'm safe to say they're done with a negative 83 run differential. They should just sell that team and move it. Then, not much better than that, is the New York Mets at 42-47, 18 games out of it with a plus 1 run differential.
Where are the Mets?
Did you see that report on how much money the Mets are spending on non-players, retired players? Ungodly.
Yep.
That's insane.
That is well, that's how you
when you sign somebody to a big contract, and you defer it out that long, you're screwed.
Well, no, you're not screwed. You're just going to be paying that guy for long. What it does is it lowers the average annual cost of the contract, which allows you to stay below the
threshold.
The tax penalty threshold.
Yeah. Then you have the Philadelphia Phillies in third at 48-41. They are slowly starting to catch hot again like they did last year. They're 12 games out of it, plus 9 run differential. Second place is the Miami Marlins, 53-39, 8.5 games out of it, negative 5 run differential. Then in first place,
what's that guy's name on their team that's flirting with 400?
Ariza.
How do you spell
Luis
it?
Ariza. ARRAEZ.
Okay.
He's going between 388 and 399.
Yeah, he's batting 388 right now.
Good. Hope he chokes on a fat dick.
Hey! Just because you fucking miss Ted Williams doesn't mean you got to shit on this kid.
Hey, he ain't beating Tony Gwynn. They're already trying to compare him to Tony Gwynn. He ain't no Tony Gwynn.
No, he definitely didn't hit for Tony's power, but
and he ain't no Ted Williams. The only thing him and Ted Williams have in common is him and Ted Williams were both Hispanic. That's it.
Well, that's a lot to start with.
That's it.
They both bat left-handed, don't they? Or is he a right-hander?
He's a switch hitter.
He says Baseball Reference says he bats left, throws right. All right, moving on.
We already talked about the Braves at 16-29. So,
Yeah, they're just beating the shit out of everybody. They're boring the opposite way of like it's just like, oh, turn on the game. Because
Oh, Acuna stole another base. Okay, that's cool.
yeah. Oh, he hit another leadoff home run. Oh,
Huh. Okay,
Ozuna
cool.
hit another home run. Oh, Albies hit another home run. They did set an MLB record, didn't they, for most home runs before the All-Star break? Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
The Atlanta Braves set the record. Yep. So that's,
And I think they're
smashing.
setting a record for team stolen bases too.
Oh, that's possible.
Them and the Rays.
Possible. Okay.
Moving on to the Central in last place.
Yeah.
The St. Louis Cardinals at 38-52, 11 and a half games back, negative 33 run differential. They started out hot. Now they've cooled off. The Pittsburgh Pirates at 40-49.
Oh, I have real quick. I have footage of their season. You want to see it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what their season has become, basically. Hold on, give me a second. I can find it here. Okay, here we go.
Okay, what the hell was that?
That's the pirate ship.
That's the Pittsburgh Pirates and the New York Mets season.
Okay.
Just on float, charging in the battle, kicking ass, and then all of a sudden, on her side, magazine ignites, and they reveal what they truly are, which is shit.
In third place, with the only positive run differential in that division,
What?
is the Chicago Cubs, who have the exact same record as the Mets, 42-47, but they're 7 games back.
I know.
With a plus 26 run differential.
Yeah.
Then you have the Milwaukee Brewers at 49-42, 1 game back, negative 13 run differential.
Yeah, that's wild because they just took 2 from the Reds and they're still 1 game back.
And in first place is the Cincinnati Reds at 50-41, negative 9 run differential. The Cincinnati Red Leggings.
Yeah,
you
buddy.
betcha.
How about that shit? I'm just going to go to Baseball Reference right here and see if I can find something real quick. I'm looking for ERA. Or team ERA. All right, come on, let's give it to me. Give it to me. No. Anyways, I think I'm pretty. Oh, hold on, this might be it. Major league leaders: 23 batting, 23 pitching. Let's see if it'll give it to me as the entire team. Now, anyways, the Reds. The neat thing about the Reds doing it is that they are doing it with the worst, I believe, the worst, or if not the top 3 worst starting pitching ERA in Major League Baseball right now.
Wow.
But they've got a pretty decent bullpen, and the back end of it is really, really good, of course. Their closer has the lead in saves and is in the All-Star game. Because they had to send somebody besides Ellie. So, yeah. But let's do the I don't have too many more thoughts on the Central. I mean, there's not much there. My best love to the Reds. I got a lot of family members that love the Reds. Of course, Pops is donning his gear and repping his team. The Cubs are nothing more than what I thought they were going to be. Remember, at the beginning of the season, I was hoping for 3rd place at best, and I think that's what they're going to do. I don't know if they're going to sell, if they're going to sign Marcus Stroman, who's a free agent at the end of the season. I think they should extend him. I think they should work on getting another guy because I don't think Drew Smiley is what we thought he is. But Justin Steele is a big surprise and a welcome one. So you've got 2 hosses up front. You put another one in there some of the guys that got coming up, in a year or two, I think the Cubs are legit again. And the Reds, they're way ahead of schedule. So what do? You got an owner that notoriously doesn't spend a lot of money. You've got a lot of good prospects. Are you willing to give them up for a team who, at least starting pitching wise, can't really pitch their way out of a wet paper bag, but you're still winning? So what do? You're like 2-3 years ahead of your timetable. As Castellini, what do? Do you spend the money? Do you unload the prospects? I don't know. I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. Should he?
I think the city wants them to sell. So that.
Well, I mean, I think they've got a lot of guys hurt. They got Ludlow's hurt, Hunter Green's hurt. I think you get those guys back, you reevaluate, but you don't got much time to do that right now. The deadline's closing up pretty quick.
Right.
So do you stay put and say, look, we
trade Joey Votto and get some assets?
No, absolutely not. One, that will never happen. Never fucking happen. He's got a no trade clause. Two, that is, I think you can check me on this. When he came back,
I mean, why did he have a no trade clause?
Because he's Joey fucking Votto.
Why? But what's his tie into the Reds?
He's the only team he's ever played for.
Well,
he was drafted by him. He came up in their system. He was pretty much the only household name.
For a long time, no doubt about that.
For a long time, and he is now coming back.
Yeah,
leader.
He's starting to look pretty decent.
He's the leader of that team, and you can see guys watch the games because I watch a lot of Reds games. You see after wins and stuff like that, you see the guys running to Joe, running to Joey, like Ellie De La Cruz, win the game. First person he runs to, Joey Votto.
Yep.
So he's the leader of that team. Cannot let go of that guy, and I think he's still got 2 or 3 years, and he'll shut it down. He'll tell you, as he did a lot of interviews last year, did a lot of commentating. I think kind of testing the waters to see how much he liked it, because he was hurt and there was absolutely no possibility of coming back that year. Yeah. He said, somebody asked him how long you play. He says, well, you know what, I don't know, but I'll tell you this: as a hitter, the only thing you need to do to stay in the league is you have to be able to catch up to the fastball. Once you can't do that, it's lights out. You need to shut it down because the game is for you. And Joey's obviously still catching up to the fastball. So, I think he'll stay there. But again, it'll be interesting to see what the Reds do. Real quick, on the home run derby, let's make our picks here. I have the odds for you. I'll read them off here in a second, and we'll make a quick little bet because we are running out of time, and my wife's going to shoot me in the face with a bazooka if I don't get off in time. No pun intended. All right, so the field is as follows. You got Pete Alonso, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Luis Robert Jr., Julio Rodriguez, Alonso, of course, the Polar Bear from the Mets, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., the Blue Jay, Luis Robert from the those people on the south side of Chicago. Julio Rodriguez, Seattle Mariner. Adolis Garcia is, what the hell does he play for? Shit. He's Texas Ranger. Sorry. Mookie Betts. I love this. This is going to be a problem for me. Mookie Betts. Randy Rosarina, who's a hoss. Adley Rushman, who's a hoss. Young hoss, but still a hoss. Polar Bear, of course, trying to tie Ken Griffey Jr.'s 3 home run derby wins. So he is the favorite at plus 300. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. plus 450. Luis Robert plus 500. Julio Rodriguez plus 550. Adolis Garcia plus 600. Mookie Betts plus 900. Randy Rosarina plus 900. Adley Rushman plus 1,600. All right, who we taking and what are we betting? Now, for any of us had to pay up, that's one of us has to win. If we all lose, it's a wash. Agreed?
Okay.
Doc, who are you picking?
It's
in Seattle, by the way, this year. So
in Seattle.
Yeah.
Well, that changes a lot.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because Julio Rodriguez plays there 81 games a year. And a lot of guys who win the home run derby in their own town. It happens.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
You're taking Vlad. All right. All right. Pops, who you taking?
I haven't figured that out yet.
Okay. Take your time. All right. So what are we going to bet? We're going to bet a bottle of wine / booze.
Yeah, like we did last year.
Okay.
I guess I gotta go with the pick of Alonso.
You're going to go with the polar bear.
Yep.
That's a good pick. That's. I mean, I want to pick him too, but I'm I'm gonna go Looney Tunes because I think this guy is actually the best athlete in the field. He's also one of the funnest guys on the field.
Mookie Betts, you're gonna go for?
I'm gonna go with the Mook. I'm gonna go with Mookie. He's probably the smallest guy in the field too, but I just think he
is full of entertainment. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, Kyle loves him because he was a freaking.
You do know what his initials are, right?
No. What are they?
Mookie Betts' official initials are MLB.
Nice. That's great. I love it. I love it. Now I'm going to take the Mook because I think it's going to be. I think he's going to try and put on a show. Here's the thing. Here's my prediction. This is what Mookie's going to do. He's going to go Josh Hamilton, right? And he's going to hit like 25 bombs. And then he's going to be so fucking tired because he's not a little guy. But compared to these guys, he's kind of a littler guy, you know? And I think he's going to exhaust himself. But I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to put on a show, get exhausted, and then, you know. But you know what? I got to have some, I got to have a dog in the fight. All these guys can win it. I mean, Randy Arozarena is one powerful dude. Julio Rodriguez, powerful. Luis Robert, powerful. We all know the polar bear is powerful. It's the only dude who shows up to, to be interviewed on MLB Network in late September when it's steam coming off him with no shirt. The most unathletic looking first baseman in like the last 40 years, but the dude can mash and everybody seems to love him. So, yeah. Let's go with that. I like that. All right, we covered the draft. Do we want to play a little? Well, first, let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can. Oh, God damn it! I closed it. Let's show a little interview of Joey Votto talking about Mr. Ellie De La Cruz, and then we'll show a little Ellie De La Cruz highlights. Let's see if I can find it without screwing it up. It's going to take me a minute. Sorry. Huh. No. Did I just close it out? Nah, it's right there, isn't it? Maybe no. Okay, it's Twitter. So how do I share it? How do I share it? Oh, there it is. Okay, here we go. My bad.
Nobody does that. And I mentioned this before he got here, when he first got here. We're going to see things. We're going to see things that you just do not see.
Hey, nobody's paying attention to me.
That power.
Are you really paying attention to me? No. Oh, shit.
For the dramatic.
Away.
He's not even looking. What the fuck?
Right in the center of his, personality.
Unbelievable.
His skill set. He has everything. I grew up in Toronto, Canada. Damon Stoudemire was my favorite player when the franchise first started, and then we drafted a player by the name of Vince Carter. And every single day, we tuned in, the city tuned in. He did something special, and that is exactly who he reminds me of. He reminds me of, Insanity, Air Canada Carter. We're going to have to come up with some sweet nicknames for him because the dude is worthy of anything you give him.
Ellie De La Cruz Missile is my favorite so far.
Yeah.
They call him the Cruz Missile.
Well, you know who gave him that nickname, don't you?
No.
Eduardo Perez's mom went to a Reds game when they were honoring the 70 Mets
Okay.
or the Reds that his father played on.
Yeah.
And she wanted to meet him personally and shook his hand. And she looks up at him and goes, "We in the family call you the cruise missile." That's all I'm saying. And they just walk off. And he was like, "Oh my God, I'm like completely floored." He met the whole entire freaking Perez family.
All right, let's play some highlights. I know Facebook is gonna be pissed, but fuck them. Because I want to show you people. This is let's see here. Yep, this should work. Come on. Problem is I've got like 40 windows open, and this is not a very powerful laptop. Giggity. There we go. All right, here we go. Some LA De La Cruz highlights.
That is blitz to right center field. Off the top of the wall. De La Cruz storms up to second base. He nearly had a home run by inches. That was 117 off the bat.
Little row remote.
Pitch. First pitch in the air to right. Acuna back at the wall. Gone! De La Cruz does it again.
I love those City Connect jerseys for the Reds. Those are fucking tight, aren't they?
Have you seen the celebration in the dugout?
Oh yeah, the Viking helmet in the cape. Yeah, I love it.
Electric. 1-2. Broke his bat. That's in the center. Base hit. Windmill on McClain.
A broken bat laser single to center field.
McClain slides home safely. India over to third.
No,
Cruz. He is a triple shy.
This team is going to have a lot of scoring opportunities.
Watching this too with my father-in-law. I'm like, holy shit, he's gonna do it.
India on third. India scores. It's a cycle. That is a fair ball glove on a bounce foot race head first time save. Oh, the outstanding speed of Ali De La Cruz. McClain to third. What an electric play of an infield hit. De La Cruz trying to add to it. He crushes. Upper deck right center. Take that 94. A De La Cruz missile. He sizzled
his balls just launch
into the second deck.
His average exit velocity is 90.4, I think. It's like fucking ludicrous. That includes pop-ups.
Golf tournament silence. Anticipation to see what.
Look at that. But, hey, Rook. Here's 92 up and in. Hey, bitch. Here's 455.
In game 2.
I mean, look at that son of a bitch. It's 92 up and in.
Silence. Anticipation to see what.
Nah, it just turns on it. Like,
yeah,
what?
Up and in. That's amazing. You can get around that way.
I know. Oh, my gosh.
In game 2, his first home run. A 2-run bomb.
There's some Moeller football players with baseball. Yay. It was the kid in the pink shirt is a starting football player for Moeller.
And that wasn't just a home run. That ball almost exited the ballpark.
I love the call. Did you hear the call? Listen to the call again.
Bomb had a family.
Listen.
Goodness. That ball had a family.
That ball has a family. Can't hit it that hard. That ball has a family. Great call by the Reds broadcaster.
A 2-run bomb.
Love it. Love it to death. I mean, it's great for the Reds, great for the city, man. Amazing baseball fans for Reds. The city shuts down. They have a fucking parade every year. I mean, a lot of businesses just give you the fucking day off because they know you're going to call off anyways.
De La Cruz goes. Pitch called a strike. Throw down on a skip late. Another steal for
Coach.
Ellie De La Cruz.
You know what?
He takes off again. Pitch down and in.
Nobody
Fade
there.
throw.
Nobody's
There's no
even covering.
chance.
That's wild. Nobody
Two
covered.
steals.
De La Cruz had already looked a
Get
couple of
sweat off
times
my
at Brian
lies, and
Anderson, knowing
that
that
dude ain't paid.
if he
He's
got
not
a
paid.
job,
I mean, after stealing third, he steals home. It's just, no way. You can't think of that.
That's
The most
unbelievable,
thrilling man in baseball stole second.
The most exciting man in baseball, and I gotta be honest. Other than Shohei Ohtani, that's
Really.
a hard argument to go against.
He had talked around about at least that level. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, so I mean, I picked him up about 2 weeks before he got called up to the big leagues. I was listening to Baseball is Dead. They started talking about him, and I'm looking up on as I'm listening. I put my podcast as a sidebar. Went to the Yahoo thing. I'm like, holy shit, he's there. Fuck it, it's worth it, and I picked him. And I'm probably gonna lose to fucking Proby this week, but third place, and a lot of it is due to him because fucking I murder everybody in stolen bases every week. It's the one category I can count on of beating my opponent, and part of it is him.
I remember the great days of the Reds and the Big Red Machine.
Yep.
But at that time, we had Bench, Perez. Who else did we have?
Rose,
I mean,
Morgan.
huh? Yeah, Morgan is like, give me a break. But now all we talk about is Jose. That's wild.
Well, all right. So you've got McLean, you've got, of course, you got Votto, you've got De La Cruz, you've got the center fielder who started the fucking Viking thing, free roll, something like that.
Yeah.
And you've got two more prospects down there. One of them, I think, is in the top 15 in MLB right now. So get your pitching healthy. I think the smart thing to do for the Reds is just to stay put. It might be disappointing, but stay put. Wait to see what happens in the offseason. Call your guys up. Spend some money because there may be some veteran guys available, and bolster that front off or bolster that bullpen, especially with those young guys like Ludlow and Hunter Green, and who, if Hunter can get some control and learn how to fucking pitch. You guys got amazing stuff, borderline terrible control. You can get him dialed in on those. And look, Hunter, we know you can throw 103. Try throwing 99 and see what happens. Just saying. Try it for me, okay? Get that going. And the Reds are legit nasty-looking team because they very much, with the exception of starting pitching, remind me of the 2016 Chicago Cubs. Loaded with young talent. Fucking loaded with young talent. You've got the veteran guy, Votto, so boom. Taking care of that. Shore up that fucking starting rotation and fucking watch the fuck out because they're going to be beating they're going to be beating the shit out of people. They're going to be Atlanta Braves are going to be like, uh-oh.
Well, remember last year we were talking about they got to trade Votto to get him to a championship chance.
Yeah.
And now he's on a team that's going to take him to the championships. It's
possibly. It's funny how a year swings around. Pure baseball people love and appreciate Joey Votto. I don't think I have as much as I should have.
Yeah.
And now towards the kind of possibly the twilight of his career, I'm like, oh my God, this guy's fucking amazing. He's a fucking leader. He rakes. He cheats because he's a lefty. The Earth's rotation is in his favor.
And he's got a great haircut.
Yeah, he does. He's got a great haircut. But yeah, anyways, we got to close it up. It was nice to talk an awful lot of baseball. Pops are great on auto racing. Hopefully, brother Bishop Pook Dawg will be back. Richie, the Redneck Pimp King, will be back here in not too distant future as football heats up for us. We're going to have NFL for you every week. Well, speaking of that, fantasy football started up again here, so I'll look into that when I get back into town next week because I'm up here in Michigan for a whole week.
And we anticipate a lot of pictures coming from there too.
Well, a lot of what?
Pictures of you guys.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
right.
actually, yeah, we should kind of do that. Oh, we're gonna have a fire tonight, so maybe we'll get some out of there too.
Cool.
I'll send you a picture you'll like of Carl at his godmother's.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's James's godmother, so Carl was, just kind of thrown in there with her, and they've got a big backyard, and she adores him, and he adores her, so that's where we leave him to be babysitting. Apparently, he was giving her a little bit of sass the other day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I send you that, but yeah, I'll definitely send you some pictures this week. Other than that, my final thoughts. Remember, a great show, by the way, guys. Loved it. Never take a permanent solution to a temporary problem. I know it's not in our nature to reach out, but you're not in anymore. DD214 gives you freedom to do what the fuck you want. So do it, and go out there and enjoy the summer. Go out there and do shit. There's plenty of organizations out there to do rucks. River Warriors always out doing rucks. Sheepdog Assistance is out there. Join that. Get with your VFW. Get with your local Legion, and hang around with your boys. Even if you don't want to, as soon as you start doing it, it automatically makes you feel safer, makes you feel wanted, makes you feel safe, and in your tribe singing your fucking war song. So go out there and do that. And I love you, and I'm gonna go enjoy some Michigan weather. Kyle, what you got?
Check me out Tuesday with Richie and the Commander on the WO Network. Then I'll be back here Saturday night and Sunday night. If you need help, reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out. If you do reach out to somebody, just listen. Let them go. Don't try and fix it. Don't offer a solution. Just let them get it out. Other than that, if you're looking for something fun to do, go to a baseball game. Or if you like rucking, check out goruck.com.
Yep.
They're always doing stuff. There's always events in every area. Just look up your local rucking crew, and they're probably attached to somewhere on Go Ruck. So go have fun. With that, love you guys.
All right, Pops, what you got?
Food for thought. For years, the Indy Racing League has been controlled by Roger Penske and his drivers. However, this year, if you look at what's going on this year, 3 of the top 4 drivers belong to Chip Ganassi.
Hey.
And actually, 4 of the top 8 drivers belong to Chip Ganassi.
Me and Chip go way back.
So this is kind of wild. Now the real news is that you remember Alex Palou had conflicting contracts this year.
Yeah,
with Formula One and with Chip Ganassi. The Zach Brown, the principal of McLaren, has said that we've come to an agreement, and that as soon as the season is over, Alex Palou is going to head over and will become part of our team.
Hey.
So it will be interesting to see exactly how that goes on. By the way, I found out that Southern Peach Jack Daniels is really good.
Hey. Bill Pops is going to whiskey. I thought you were a rum and coke guy all the way through.
This is good stuff. This is wild.
Oh, there's a drink you've got to go find.
Oh, yeah. Send him a picture of it.
I'll send you a picture of it. It's Prohibition style. It's bourbon and cherry cola.
Oh, yeah. Is that what you showed him last night?
Yeah.
Okay. Send me a picture of that. I got to see that.
It was good. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, because me and rum and coke, we really go good.
Yeah.
John will show you. I mean, I'll sit there and drink that all night long.
Yeah.
Give me a couple beers and woo.
Yeah, it's all over with. Oh, we used to compete each other in racing games, and all I knew I had to do was start drinking, and after 3 or 4 beers, Pops was fucking out. I'm like, I got this in the bag, baby. When he was sober, he was just whooping my ass, get him a little tipsy, and it was over. But I let him drink rum and coke. He'd outdrink me. And I'm like, well, this can't fucking happen. This isn't going to work. All right. Great show, boys. Love it. Can't wait to do it again next week. Without further ado, we're going to sign off. And my son is going to lead the charge.
That's cool.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.